Afternoon. I'm Nick Butler, I'm the Business Director of Modeshift. So at Modeshift, we believe that communities are healthier, wealthier and more inviting when people are given the opportunity to walk or wheel or ride or use public transport for the everyday journeys that they make. So we're a national membership organisation, and we achieve that increase in sustainable and active travel by supporting and inspiring and championing various organisations around the UK that are working to increase levels of sustainable and active travel. So at Modeshift we operate a national accreditation scheme for schools, workplaces, NHS trusts, venues, events, all sorts of different types of organisation that have a need for people to travel to them. So our accreditation scheme is all around recognising those sites that create a travel plan and deliver and implement that travel plan to achieve a shift towards more sustainable and active modes of travel. That scheme first launched in 2008, and for the first 4 years it was a paper-based scheme. So schools only to start with. Schools had to collect all their evidence in 2 big heavy lever arch files, post those off to us at the end of the school year, and then they were all stored in someone's house or garage as we went through and quality assured all those applications. 4 years in, we moved to a website to do that for us. We went online and it saved loads of time and effort. But around that time there were probably about 20 local authorities using the scheme. So a good customer base, but not totally intensive in terms of the number of users we had or anything. By about 2017 it was starting to strain just because of the growth of the scheme. We received the backing of the Department for Transport for our school scheme. So growing number of users, growing number of local authorities. By this time we're up to about 60 local authorities using the scheme. And the web-based platform that we had at the time was creaking at the seams. When we had more than sort of 7-8 users log in at our busy periods, then you had a real slowdown in the system. So that's when we started having the discussions with 𝗘𝘅𝗰𝗲𝗀𝗃 about providing new software, a new platform for us to develop the STARS scheme further and cope with the capacity issues we were facing. When we started looking at options for expanding the STARS scheme, we had a few sort of exploratory meetings with the team at 𝗘𝘅𝗃𝗀𝗃 to explain what our requirements were and what our capacity issues were. We showed sort of the existing system and how it worked, what capabilities were required, but really this issue around number of users being able to log in as well. We had various meetings, as I say, and the team offered assurances that they could meet that need, and ultimately that was the key factor, I guess, in moving to 𝗘𝘅𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃, being able to rely on that system that was going to cope with the user demand we had. The original online STARS system that we had was struggling when 6, 7, 8 users were logging into the system. So when we moved to 𝗘𝘅𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃 in 2018, quickly we saw that actually more than 8 people could log in. And we had quite a lot of concurrent users. I think we started with, on the license basis, I think we started with something like 20 concurrent licenses could log in, but we've just had to keep expanding on that over the time. We're now up to something like 140. So already we're seeing, well, early on we saw straight away actually more than 8 people can log in, without any huge impact on usability or speed of the system. And then now, like at our peak, so this past summer was one of our busiest accreditation windows, and we can see well over 1,500 logins a day. So yeah, with that scalability and the ability to allow lots of people to log in at once is great for us. I think one of the other challenges around that as well is that we've got so many different user types. We've got 3 different admin types, and we've got all of our site level users, but then we also have survey users. So schools across England are using the STARS system, 𝗘𝘅𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃 software, to do travel surveys. That doesn't just mean one person logging into the system, it means every class logging in and possibly doing it at the same time, same day. So we've got these public licenses as well that run us alongside the concurrent licenses, which really bumps up numbers and could crash the system with that many people, but it's not, it's working. I think key metric for us to be proud of now is that we're just short of 7,500 sites, so schools, workplaces, hospitals, residential housing developments that have achieved STARS accreditation now since the inception of the scheme. And we've just seen that growth year on year now with numbers. I think one of the key things that we've experienced with ExcelPoint is that they've really taken the time to understand Modeshift and our requirements and what we need to achieve. So whereas we might have discussed sort of different technical solutions with other organisations and they've presented their platform and functionality and various things they can do, ExcelPoint have really taken the time to understand what it is that the Modeshift STARS scheme needs to deliver. And right across the team, from meeting Ian in the early days, working with Tom, right through to now, who Tom's still working with us on the system. He understands our requirements inside out, as well as our own team understand them as well. So that's been a key part of it, that the team have really bought into Modeshift STARS and are almost part of our team, an extension of our team rather than an external IT supplier that are just providing technical solutions for us.